Dancing bears, painted wings, things I almost remember, and a song someone sings once upon a December. Someone holds me safe and warm, horses prance through a silver storm, figures dancing gracefully across my memory.
Hi, I'm Alexa Brooks, and I'm going to do a little book talk book preview for The Giver by Lois Lowry. A little backstory: I love Lois Lowry. I think that's how you say it. When I was a little girl, her book, Number the Stars, was probably my favorite book. And that's why I actually got this when I was in middle school. But I actually never read it because I was a little bit superficial and I didn't want to read it because a man with a big gross beard coming down didn't really appeal to me as a young girl reader. However, I just recently read it a few days ago, and it is a very interesting, very captivating read. I know the Hunger Games are a big deal right now, and this kind of has like a dystopian kind of world where there's a lot of control and kind of similar to that. So if you liked the Hunger Games, which I'm sure you did because who doesn't love the Hunger Games, then I think you're going to like this one. So it's about a boy named Jonas, and it's kind of a coming to age story for him. He is in this community where they have things separated by ages, and each age is a very specific thing that you do. And there's this community of elders that decide what job you get. So we're used to, when you're in 3rd grade, everyone's like, what do you want to be? And you're like, oh, I want to be a veterinarian. Or me, ever since I was in 2nd grade, I want to be an English teacher. And they're like, okay, look at where I am now. But we like have this great joy in being able to pick what we want to do. I know I wanted to be a meteorologist for a little part of my life. How's that working out for me? Not so well. But anyway, but they don't have a choice at all. They get to participate in the things that they want to when they're younger, and maybe that factors into the decision. But Jonas, he spends an equal amount of time everywhere, so he has no idea what is coming for him. And then at the 12 ceremony, he gets to find out what his mysterious job is. How many times have you said, I'm starving? Sometimes I'm like, starving Marvin, I'm so hungry. And we use the word starving kind of loosely, even though there are actually people who die of hunger. There are 30,000 people actually starve to death each day across the world. But obviously me having to wait an extra few hours for dinner doesn't actually constitute as starving. And Jonas, when he is young, he says, oh, I'm starving. And his parents, they flip out. They're like, no, you need to use precise language. And they're very focused. This community is extremely efficient and precise. And they're like, you're not starving, you're just hungry. Towards the end, there's this question. Then, when he had a choice, he had made the wrong one, the choice to leave. And now he was starving. And he's saying this intentionally. But if he had stayed, his thoughts continued. If he had stayed, he would have starved in other ways. He would have lived a life hungry for feelings, for color, for love. And for Gabriel, there would have been no life at all. So there had not really been a choice. And it talks about this longing, starving as this need for life. And in this world, there's no color. There's no love. Everything's become so systematic. There's not war either. There's not anything really bad, but there's not anything really good either. And Jonas is starting to realize that by stripping away all of the anger and jealousy and all of that, they've also taken away love. And what is a life without love? And they don't have choice. They don't really have any choices at all. So I'm going to read you a little passage about the choices that they have in their community. Mind you, they pick your job, they pick your mate, they pick everything for you. So, Jonas nodded. My little brother, he began, and then he corrected himself. No, that's inaccurate. He's not my brother, not really. But this new child that my family takes care of. His name's Gabriel. Yes, I know about Gabriel. Well, he's right at that age where he's learning so much. He grabs toys when we hold them in front of him. My father says he's learning small muscle control, and he's really cute. The giver nodded. But now that I can see colors, at least sometimes, I was just thinking, what if we could hold up things that were bright red or bright yellow and he could choose instead of the sameness? He might make wrong choices. Oh, Jonas was silent for a minute. Oh, I see what you mean. It wouldn't matter for a new child's toy. But later it does matter, doesn't it? We don't dare to let people make choices of their own. Not safe? The giver suggested. Definitely not safe, Jonas said with certainty. What if they were allowed to choose their own mate, and they chose wrong? Or what if, he went on, almost laughing at the absurdity, they chose their own jobs? Frightening, isn't it? The giver said. Jonas chuckled. Very frightening. I can't even imagine it. We really have to protect people from making wrong choices. It's safer. Yes, Jonas agreed. Much safer. They've become in this perfect little bubble world that nothing can go wrong, but because nothing can go wrong, nothing can go really good. And thinking back now about how we have the choice to choose who we marry or not to marry at all, or we can decide what kind of job or employment that we want to go to some extent. And we take these all for granted. And in this community, they don't have that choice, and they think it's absurd that you would ever choose those things because you might choose wrong, and if you choose wrong, everything's going. You're going to have a divorce, you're going to have all of this mess of problems. But if everything's chosen for you, you never get to explore that love. And that's what's so beautiful about The Giver that it explores. It explores memories, which are these rich, beautiful, fleeting moments and experiences that are passed down from the giver to the receiver. And it has the memory of snow. It has the memory of sledding. And all of these things they don't have in this new community anymore because everything's sameness. And snow is cold. We don't want to be cold. We want to have our bodies at the perfect temperature. We don't want to mess with that. But these memories challenge that. They experience pain. They experience wartime. And these memories are what's so beautiful. And I have laced together some sporadic memories that are so dear to my heart because that's how my identity is formed. I see things through memory, a measure of all of these different moments and memories and experience that I've become. That those are the things that have shaped me in my identity, and no community of elders could ever perfectly pick out the right choices for me because I don't even know what the right choices are for me. How would they know? Because I'm these things of these moments. And that's what The Giver kind of looks at it and explores, and it's kind of a mystery, and it's fun. It's really short and it's a quick read, and I really think that you ought to explore it if you're interested in science fiction, dystopia type of works. Reading takes us away from home, but most importantly, it finds home for us everywhere. Hazel Rokeman. Happy reading!